Hello friends, it's me, and today, rich people's clothing secrets you can learn from. Let's check out Style Theory, how to dress rich from the style tiers. Together, let's go.
Pop quiz. Which of these outfits is more expensive? Is it the one on the left or the one on the right? So the answer to that question is gonna forever change the way that you look at your clothes. It's also gonna allow you to fit into the highest of high societies without having to break the bank.
Style Theory.
Hello Internet, welcome to Style Theory, the
Hello Internet, welcome to Style Theory.
channel that always wears its heart and its logo on its sleeve. Alright, let's get you an answer to that pop quiz. Which of those two outfits is more expensive? On one hand, you have Billie Eilish serving Gucci on Gucci on Gucci, so you know it's gotta be pricey. And you're definitely not wrong about that. But I mean, just by the fact that I'm asking you to pick one of these, the answer should be fairly obvious. It's option one, the plain, kinda boring one with very basic oversized clothing worn by everyone's favorite overpriced brand ambassador, Gwyneth Paltrow.
With her new age health and wellness company, Goop!
You see, today's episode is all about how
But
to
look at the bright side, the Goop brand is targeted towards a particular group of individuals. So, yeah.
trick the world into thinking you have the bank account of the Queen Bey while earning the paycheck of the Burger King. Because there is a massive misconception in the world of online hype and clout chasing. The richest, most successful people in the world aren't spending their money on Supreme t-shirts and Gucci slides. They're spending their cash on everyday items that are absolutely attainable to you, if you know the secrets. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of quiet luxury. In case you're not familiar, right now there's a battle being waged between rich people and other rich people. And it's not being done through bloodshed or bad faith lawsuits, it's all happening through their clothing. Basically, to be in the top 1% of earners in the US, you need to bring in an annual salary of around $600,000. When it comes to net worth, the top 1% of Americans have a minimum of around $11.1 million. But it's not enough to just be dripping with cash. Contrary to popular belief, the super rich are not all part of one big elite world-dominating club, because humanity is just literally the worst to itself within this upper crust.
But look at the bright side, humanity is diverse. So, a lot of changes and improvements and development for the future.
There's yet another class divide. Old money versus new money. And the difference here is probably something that you can guess. Old money means that your family's been well off for a while, with money being passed down from generation to generation, growing year over year like a giant Katamari ball, crushing anything in its path. Anderson Cooper, Drew Barrymore, Alec Baldwin, Donald Trump, all of these are people coming from long lines of generational wealth. On the other side of this gold coin, you have yourself new money. The people who started from the bottom, and now they're here. But they only
Started from the bottom, now we're here. I get the reference.
just arrived here about 1 or 2 generations ago. The money is still hot off the printing press, as it were. In this group, you have plenty of musicians, Beyonce, Cardi B, Billie Eilish.
Oh, so MatPat is trying to say the rich people like millionaires, multi-millionaires, billionaires, multi-billionaires.
But also a lot of the new media stars that you're familiar with. Markiplier, Emma Chamberlain, Mr. Beast, the Paul brothers.
You, MatPat, you are worth 20 million. That's multi-millionaire status.
Me, I'd be lying if I
See?
didn't admit that I'm in this group too. Eventually, new money can turn into old money, so long as you don't make some major financial mistake along the way. But what's the big
Eventually.
difference here? What's the divide? Well, it's all told through the fashion. Let's start with the one that you're most likely familiar with. When you start thinking of expensive fashion, you likely start listing off designer names in your head. Gucci, Fendi, Supreme, Louis Vuitton. And the reason you know these names? Well, it's because celebrities and socialites have been wearing them like walking billboards for decades. And that's actually the big idea when it comes to dressing like new money. Take a look at these 3 outfits and tell me what they have in common. Designer names, monograms, other iconic branding like signature patterns and colors all over them. In short, you can't miss who they're wearing. Yeah, who. While style is always going to be a part of these looks, the most important thing is that you know the designer. Why? Because it's a status symbol. Wearing these well-known expensive brands shows that you have the money to buy them. It shows that you belong to the exclusive world of people who can wear a custom-made Louis Vuitton coat and matching beret in 94-degree weather and not have to worry about the epic pit stains that are happening as you walk. She is sweating all over thousands of dollars in that outfit, and she doesn't have a care in the world. And that is your power move. Wearing any outfit.
Because someone's gonna take care of your body, someone's gonna take care of your clothing, someone's gonna take care of your health. You don't have to worry about that. You are rich, you can just pay people off to do that.
That falls into this.
Whereas the majority of other people like us, me and you, we cannot.
This category means that you're looking to draw attention not just to you and what you're wearing, but also to your wallet as well. And since new money tends to stick closer to popular trends, it also means that you have the bank to keep switching out item after $1,000 item to keep up. Nowadays, we're lucky if a trend lasts long enough for your Amazon Express order to get to your house, which means that new money folks are spending excessive amounts of cash to try and keep up. Basically, new money style is all about proving that you have money, buying the things that society has told you that you're expected to buy as a rich person. But ironically, that's not what—
Look, I'm going to be a bit of a Karen here. What are you going to prove? Who do you want to prove to? What do you want to prove?
the really rich are buying. Before we cross over into that world of old money, take a minute to subscribe to us here on Style Theory, where we deliver luxurious content every week for the low cost of free. Help us on our journey to reach 2 million style theorists. In return,
You did achieve 2 million, sir.
we'll keep sending you great episodes like what sunscreen actually protects you best, and if your nails can be used as deadly weapons. Now, obviously, the counterpoint to new money is old money, which was renamed stealth wealth for a while, but has since rebranded again to the fashion trend known as quiet luxury. Quiet luxury is all about the art of subtlety. The idea is to not show off your wealth with your wardrobe, all the while wearing a full month's worth of rent across your body. Let's actually analyze what it looks like. You can break quiet luxury down into 3 main features: minimalistic, classic, and quality. The people rocking these outfits aren't looking to show off the latest micro trend item or cover themselves in bright clickbait colors. The truly rich, the ones who have had wealth in the family for decades, they have nothing to prove. They're rich, and chances are you probably know it. As such, their style takes it to the other extreme with minimalism, a focus on clean lines, simple silhouettes, and more neutral, natural colors. Think extreme basics and a lot of blacks, whites, and beiges. You're not going to be seeing a ton of big, flashy jewelry. Instead, you're going to see a few small, simple pieces in gold and silver, maybe a little rose gold if you're feeling spicy. And these basics help tie in feature number 2, keeping it classic. Classic looks exude a timelessness that means they never go out of style, even decades later. Like Audrey Hepburn's black dress from Breakfast at Tiffany's, these looks could be worn in 1920, 2020, and heck, maybe even in 3020, because they're
Wait, MadPad, how did you know? You time traveled.
simple, elegant, and chic without being gaudy and over the top. But what makes these bland, basic looks so appealing to the upperest of upper echelons? It's the quality. You see, the focus here is less on keeping up with trends like with new money, but instead picking out quality, lasting items that go with everything else in your monochromatic wardrobe. While these pieces might not scream rich, once you look closer, the devil and the money's in the details. The fabrics, the stitching, and most importantly, the fit. Fit that's designed specifically for your body. And the most
I'm gonna give you a personal experience. I personally bought my bed a few days ago, and it's horrible. I bought like a cheap $10 bed sheet, pillow, Blockster, all this, and just horrible. And then I was talking to my family members, and they're talking about, yeah, let's go buy $80 one. It's like $80 for bed sheets. It's like, yeah. It's like, what? It's the clothing that you're going to interact with the most. And if I think about it, that's actually true. I sleep on my bed. I sleep with my Blobster, my pillow, every single night. I change clothes every single day.
interesting part of all of this is that, well, yeah, you will still see some well-known luxury brands in the mix here, like Louis Vuitton and Prada. A lot of the brands are ones that you've likely never even heard of, like The Row or Celine. Brands that function off the idea of, if you know, you know. They don't want to or need to openly advertise themselves to everyone. The people who can afford them know about them, and that's all that matters. And the price tags for these basics can get huge. Let's just go back to our cold open pop quiz with Billy and Gwen. Take a look at their outfits and let's do some math. I asked you at the beginning of the episode which outfit you thought cost more, but now let's reveal the actual prices, starting with Billy. At the top, you have a reasonable pair of sunglasses clocking in at $29.95. Her bomber jacket is from Gucci's Gigi Star collection, as are her shorts, and they cost a whopping $2,200 and $1,400 respectively. Ooh, I can feel the accountants cringing already. Her basketball-shaped bag is also Gucci, coming in at $336.84, and her crystal Flash Trek sneakers are $1,590. This brings her outfit's grand total to the painful $5,556.79. As for Gwen, let's see what we're working with here. Starting with the shoes, you have a pair of Celine boots that cost $1,200. That's paired with a wide leg corduroy pant from Gwen's brand Goop that retails for $425 based on the website. Her sweater is also an older design from the brand, and similar items on the site retail for about $600. On top of all of that, she's wearing an olive green coat from The Row, which, oh boy, which costs $5,400. $445 for just the coat. That single item is about $100 less than Billy's entire outfit. So what gives? Well, this cultural divide is nothing new. You see, this battle between who can spend the most while looking the coolest has been waging for generations, going all the way back. During the 17 and 18...
So no wonder MacPack started the video with saying that it's the rich versus the rich. Peasants like us, commoners like us, the average majority like us, the 99.99% of all individuals like me and you, we just audience, spectators, viewers. We are just 旁观者。
1800s, people of high society used fashion to show off their wealth just like we do today. But instead of brands and logos, they were relying on rare color dyes and fabrics. Wealthy people could afford to use more fabric than the working class, leading popular designs to lean into extravagantly large skirts with billowing sleeves. These were often dyed in unnaturally bright colors made from the most expensive dyes that, again, the working class just couldn't afford. That reached an inflection point in the late 19th century with the Gilded Age, where more and more people were coming into money and able to afford the garments that they'd seen the upper class wearing for years. Suddenly, you couldn't distinguish the newly rich from the established rich anymore, and the two groups started to blend. But then, in the mid-20th century, something unexpected changed the course of history. War. Immediately, the extravagance that had been at the height of fashion labeled you as out of the loop. And so in response, you saw high-end fashion leaning into more understated, well-made pieces. This is where we see the base of quiet luxury start. And while sure, social media would have you believe that people with money are flexing their Lambos at all the highest society places, the reality is that flashing your wealth is something that the old rich have learned isn't worth it. To truly make the most of your life and wealth, you don't want the attention. You actually want to blend in as much as possible. Think about it. Wearing flashy, obviously expensive clothing is going to put a target on your back. You have people staring at you when you go out in public. You have people sharing pictures of you across their hashtag Eat the Rich campaigns on social media. You can't...
Yeah, being a target is a double-edged sword for the good and the bad stuff. Like for example, there's a bit of a robbery, kidnapping, assassination, all these bad things. Please don't.
Blend into normal society. In fact, in many ways, you're ostracized for your wealth. They also know how to make smart investments. Maintaining generational wealth is about smart budgeting, taking enough out of the pot each year to live your opulent life, but leaving the vast majority of it still in the bank so it can continue to grow. Chasing trendy items that are only relevant for one social post is not a smart investment, but paying a lot to get a closet full of really nice items that can stand the test of time, that's an investment with long-term value. Even new money icons like Billie Eilish and Cardi B have slowly started to learn this, transitioning their style away from flashy and in your face to more timeless and elevated. And here's the thing that's cool about all that. If you want to dip your toe into the world of rich fashion, you can, for a relatively cheap price. Remember, rich fashion is little more than a bunch of high-quality basics with invisible brands that you've never heard of. The difference is that the items are more fitted, practically custom-built for their body. And in a world where you don't have to flash the brand around publicly, you can absolutely achieve well-fitted clothing on a budget. You can find the same simple, well-made items from brands in your local stores. Banana Republic, J.Crew, Zara. They're full of affordable options. The only difference is that you need to now take them to get tailored for an additional $20 or so. But by doing that, you take something cheap and off the rack and elevate it to delivering the custom fit of a high-end brand for a fraction of the price. Take that same Gwyneth Paltrow look that we've been talking about throughout this episode. You can get the same vibe for way less. If we pair this long coat with these palazzo pants from Zara, add in the J.Crew rolled neck sweater here and a pair of suede boots from Banana Republic, we have gotten basically the same look for 90% less money than the original version. It is a difference of over $7,300. But in the end, to truly dress rich, what it boils down to is confidence. The most elite of the elite don't feel the need to play into any of these status games. Sure, I've been calling out Gwyneth Paltrow's unbelievably expensive outfit for this episode, but research shows that only about 1 to 2% of wealthy people like to spend their money on luxury items. The vast majority of people who get rich in their lifetime are predominantly frugal. They save their cash. The reason they get massive amounts of money is because they're motivated to earn it, and then they're smart enough to not spend it on stupid things. An extremely small fraction of those who can afford it actually shop for high-end brands. And again, it makes sense. If you're at the top of the heap, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. So why dress to impress when everyone's judgment ultimately amounts to nothing? So really, the only thing that you need in your wardrobe to dress rich is wearing the items that make you feel good about yourself. Something that exudes confidence. Because in the end, that's the only accessory that money can't buy. But
I'm going to give you the answer that asked earlier in this video. Who are you going to prove? What are you trying to prove? I'm going to give you an answer. Who I'm trying to prove? I'm trying to prove to a target audience that is 1,000 years later. What am I trying to prove? I'm trying to prove that I exist. I exist among the trillions of, hundreds of trillions of human beings just like me. I'm trying to prove that I exist. How do you prove that you exist 1,000 years later among the trillions, hundreds of trillions of individuals just like you? How?
But hey, why should the world of quiet luxury be limited to your closet? Well, it doesn't have to be thanks to today's sponsor, Opera One. Opera's newest browser experience, Opera One, crams a VPN, an ad blocker, an integrated browser AI, and the ability to have your music and messenger apps available all into one seamless experience. As you can probably tell, our episodes take a lot of research, and more research means more tabs. Tabs as we comparison shop across different fashion sites. Tabs as we look up the latest TikTok trends. Tabs as we double check all our math. By the end of all of it, I feel like it's trying to find a needle in a haystack just to locate the tab that I started on. That's why I love Opera One's new Tab Islands feature, which allows me to easily split my tabs into groups that make sense for my workflow. And as you open similar tabs, new Tab Islands are created automatically, which helps you stay organized without even having to think about it. Tab Islands help me to focus on what's actually on the screen as opposed to, you know, the mountain of tabs that are just piling up on the top of it. And that's not all. If you can't tell, I like me a good creative space, but when I'm opening up my browser, it feels like I'm stuck working in a space designed by a corporate think tank. You wouldn't let someone else organize your workspace, so why would you let them pick out how your browser's laid out? That's why I really enjoy playing around with Opera One's new modular design. It allows me to customize all the bells and whistles to make my browsing experience truly feel like my browsing experience, not one that was just arbitrarily chosen for me. But the most clutch new feature of Opera One is the integrated AI Aria. Aria was made in collaboration with the same company that makes ChatGPT, but with some important new features that help it stand out. Aria is connected to the web, allowing it to provide the most up-to-date information so we can remain current. Aria also makes it easier to brainstorm ideas, rephrase confusing sentences, and research dad puns, all without having to open up any new tabs. But the best part is, if I come across some text in a foreign language or some topic or phrase that I'm not familiar with, all I have to do is use the highlight tooltip and I have Aria give me the answers that I need in a snap. There really isn't much that you can't do with Opera's new Opera One. Use the link down in the description or in the
New that sticks out get hammered.
pinned comment below to give Opera One a try and see why it's the better browser experience that you deserve. And as always, my friends, remember, it's all just a theory. A style theory. Keep looking sharp.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm not sure if you got the reference at the end of the video of the translations. The nail that sticks out gets hammered. The rich persons that sticks out get targeted. But hey, that's just a theory, a style theory. Keep looking sharp. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Thank you so much. Subscribe. Thank you. Truly appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Bye.